So I didn't even know they was making an update because I don't keep up with stuff like that. One reason being is because I don't use the computer. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't be seeing like when they having updates or like the little email thing or what have you, cause I know I ain't updating that, and you know what I'm saying. And if you know me, you know I use the joints and standalone anyway or what have you. And so I seen when it came out or what have you, and like I was like, oh, okay, cool. I see they done changed the color schemes up, and you know, usually like with software companies when they start, the first thing that they'll do is they'll try to change the whole color scheme up. Like I remember like when Logic was just that ugly gray and all the MIDI data or whatever was pink. And then they changed to that bright look. And then that's what made Pro Tools change. Because if you was on any Pro Tools like before 8 or whatever, it was just a big light ass gray color program. And then like the audio data, it'll be white, and then the vocal waveform would be like a color, you know, like pink, green, yellow. Like that's how you would differentiate it. But then like when Logic made that switch with the whole color and the organization and made the shit brighter, then Pro Tools changed. And then after that, Reason kind of changed the way they look, like with the Reason 4, like the whole color scheme and the way it laid out started to look a little different. Reason still kept it in racks, but it didn't look like robotic, like the colors and shit started to get vibrant, or what have you. And so basically, I ain't even update the machine. And if you know, everybody know I got an MPCX, I got a Live 2, and I got a Key 61. So I done played with all the machines. The only reason why I didn't get the SC is because I was like, I'm not finna pay shit at the time 3 grand again for a machine. What up, Decatur? What up, Cold Heat? What up, DJ? I wasn't finna pay the same. I wasn't finna pay almost 3 bands again for the damn same machine with just a tad boost of RAM and a different color scheme. I was like, that shit ain't worth it. Nah, y'all ain't finna play with me like that. Or what have you. But what I did do was, instead of buying that SC, I just saved up a little more bread or whatever and kept looking, kept looking, kept looking, kept looking, kept looking, and found a good situation. And I bought an MPC 3000 or what have you. And I say this, I've always been trying to get my hands on a 3000. Like back around last year, when I was looking for a 3000, like in like pristine condition with the new screen, the SD drive, maxed out RAM, and all that shit. The motherfuckers was like 6,500. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to pay a little more for them, because you know if you're paying a little more for them, you know they like good machines. Like you can find some like 3 bands, 3,500, but they got some fucked up issues, or it's still floppy disk, and like to be able to like sample and cut and keep like a crazy bed of shit, you want like the SD card reader. Like I had the floppy and I worked with the floppy, but man, I used to be doing like this all the goddamn time and crazy shit, or what have you. But that's getting off on a whole nother tangent. But with the make a long story short, I didn't update it. I just watched some videos. And I watched Bolo video, I watched Av video, and some other people that ain't got like, big names or whatever, but some other YouTubers. And I want to say their names, y'all, but I smoke a lot. I can't remember all of them offhand. And basically, from the videos that I got and the big features that everybody been talking about, it's the whole fucking arrange window, like being able to arrange and with the piano roll, and like basically to me, from my understanding, and it's just me, from my understanding, you update it or whatever, the whole color scheme is different. You got a whole piano roll instead of just clicking the button. Because if you got an X, if you got a Live, if you got a 61, it's a piano roll on there. But you have to click to get to that window. Now you can put all that shit on the same window with the sequencer page or what have you, like making key groups and shit. You don't have to go to the folders or the windows. You can just hit buttons or the shit is right there. You can rearrange shit like pick up stuff, move icons, all that shit. Yeah. To me personally, that shit don't mean shit. Like you just switched up the cadence of the workflow, but you didn't work on like no sound of the actual program of the machine. Like, and the only reason why my viewpoint is like this is because basically, like for real now, the motherfucking MPC, it's not a fucking hardware device, you guys. These newer machines, they just fucking glorified computers and mouses. That's all they are. Like they didn't care about the sonics or like even fucking the shit that I've been complaining about. Like, where okay, instead of 8 instruments, give more instruments. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like instead of doing 8, how about going to 16 or maybe even 12? Like that shit was not touched at all. It was the bullshit, like the piano rolls and all that shit. But like I say, they marketing towards that computer generation, like people that come from FL, you know, and Logic and shit of that nature. Like, but really more, it's not even Logic, it's the FL users. They really target the FL users. And if you know anybody that use FL, they glorify keyboard and mouse clickers and they look at piano rolls all day. So what's the smart thing to do? Let's throw the piano roll right on the main screen because it's the shit that they always look at. You know what I'm saying? But like, not the actual fucking sonics of this machine. Let's get this machine sounding right. Let's get it hitting right. Hell, Serato, even Serato sampler, which who they emulated the stems from, like I can just dial a tempo in there and the sample just automatically like boom, go to there. Or like when these cats putting samples A to B to C to D, like if you're gonna spruce up the software or whatever, how about trying shit like that instead of, oh, I can load my pads here, or I can click this, or I can do that type of shit. Like, that shit whack as fuck. This shit whack as fuck, bro. And like, and I believe too, that's why the shit free. Because anybody that got common sense wouldn't pay for that shit. It just, I wouldn't. And like I say, I ain't got a dog in the fight. I spend thousands amongst tens and twenties of thousands of dollars on music equipment all day. You know what I'm saying? So I have no problem giving Roland, Akai, and Sonic, Korg my fucking money. Because all I do is buy music equipment and Ralph Lauren and weed anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I have no problems giving my money away if I think the shit is worth. You know what I'm saying? If I think the shit is worth it. And that's just a bunch of bullshit. And they just keep repackaging the same dope and sending it out, man. Like it's sad, bro. Like it's sad. Like they are really have moved away from the hardware shit to like straight computer shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And like I really been thinking like over the past week about even just like getting rid of like my 61 and my X, because while my MPC 3000 was in the shop and when my ASR was in the shop and I didn't have none of this shit and I had to go back to using the machines sound flat as fuck. Like it was annoying as fuck to make music with. Like I shot hella content with it, y'all, and I wouldn't even edit that shit because I just didn't. I don't know. I ain't fuck with it. It didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? But now that I got my 3000 back, my ASR back, I got a new board and shit. I got a snake. I don't know if y'all familiar with a snake, but it's like 8 outs where I can do 8 outs the machine and print my tracks and shit like that or what have you. Like, yeah, man. Like, shit crazy, bro. Shit crazy. Can you make a beat with the 3? My shit ain't set up, bro. My board, I got my new board in the box. I done took the old board down. I gotta reset my speakers and all that shit, but my shit ain't straight. But I will do this though. I will show y'all that 3000 though. That's what that 3000 look like. That boy J Ham really hooked it up for me with the compact flash right there. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. And that's what I tell anybody. Like, man, just if you want an MPC for real, just save your money and get you like a 2,000. Or, you know what I'm saying, if you got some bread, you know what I'm saying? Get you a 3,000, get you a 4,000. You know, hell, even get your hand on a 1,000. Get one of them older machines. Well, 1,000 was kind of but 2,000 XL. Hell, Alchemist got a 2,500. Look, somebody just typed in a 2,500. Shit, 3,000, 4,000, man. Oh hell, get you a Granddaddy 60. You know what I'm saying, man, and get to it because like these newer machines, they're not going to give you that same sound that like all the producers that you might have grew up on, from the Lil Johns to the Dr. Dre's to the DJ Toomps to the Just Blazes to the even the Scott Storches to the B Cox and Jermaine Dupri's. Man, we can go on and on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna get that sound. You're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, these newer machines, bro, are horrible. Are horrible. Because I'm telling you, when my shit was in the shop, bro, it was like night and fucking day. And then once you've made tracks on the ASR, once you made tracks on the 3,000, when you go back, what up, Truth? When you go back to these these newer machines, you gonna be like, this ain't it. You gonna say this ain't it. This shit ain't right, or whatever. And then you gonna be like, oh shit, I see what Big Boy talking about. They really played us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, y'all gonna really be like, oh yeah, King was telling the truth. And I'm telling you, I ain't got no dog in the fight, man. My 61 right here, my X right there, and my big homie, he got my I let him play with my live too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you that the only thing and like I say all the time, the only thing I let the live 2 slide is because of that battery and that portability. I let that motherfucker slide because it's like, okay, I get that. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I understand a small unit. I can be able to boom, 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 put it in my book bag, going on about my business, wah, 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 save my shit. Get it. Perfect. Understand that very well. But to say like that X is like your professional grade, nah. And y'all gotta understand too, I just turned 31, but I've been fucking around with this music shit since I was probably like going to the studio with my sister at like 8 or 9 years old. So like I remember my mom going to the mall, dropping me off at the music store, like cause different time then, of course, at 11 and 12 or what have you, and seeing, okay, a MPC 1,000 costs 1,000. A MPC 2,000 costs 2,000. The 2,500 was like $27.99. A 3,000, shit, you had to find, at the time when I was going, you had to find one of them because they was, you know, a little older by then, but shit, it might cost you about $5,000 to get that. That 4,000, that shit might have been like $5,000. But it was levels to that shit. Like each one had like, you know, like limitations and shit like that. And you knew the higher you go up, you know, unless you got to that 3,000 or that 60 or what have you, you knew the higher you go up, the more harder that shit gonna bang, the more that shit gonna do or what have you. So I was already trained, like, if you want professional grade, you know what I'm saying, music equipment or what have you, bring money with you. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is that shit is only in music. Whereas like motherfuckers expect like $1 million result on low budget equipment. Cause hell, even like when I shoot videos, like when I got my camera, I bought, and this is like 31. I got a camera probably like 7 years ago. 7 or 8 years ago when the cameras came out, I bought it like I wanted good quality. So I bought a GH5. That camera was close to what, like $3,000. Bought a Metabone. That was another $500. Bought a Canon Red ring lens. That was another $1,600. But in that industry, you pay for the quality that you know what I'm saying, that you want. And it seemed like in music, like motherfuckers be wanting like $1 million product, and only want to spend like $1,500 on the whole setup, which is very, 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 very crazy. But outside of that, and I know we got off on a tangent, but outside of that, from the shit that I've seen, like from the videos from Al, from Bolo, or what have you, like color scheme change, just being able to get to some functions, you know what I'm saying, and then just having a range window, or whatever, it's crazy. Oh, and I did see the mix, where the mixer instead of the pads, you got the mixing tracks. That's pretty cool. But I was like, it's still reminiscent of the software. They just transferring the shit from the software to the computer or what have you. But it's stupid, bro. Like it's stupid. They should have updated the more important shit, like the more musical tracks you can add. Showing your keys or your samples and shit like that. Like, and fucking working on the fucking sonics of that goddamn machine. But for that price point, this I hate to tell everybody, for the price point of what they sell the machines for, they not gonna increase the sonics on them, because they gonna have to spend more money and put in like the parts that's inside, like a 3,000 or a 4,000 or a 60. Them parts ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? I was debating it live because shiny new toy, but not feeling the 2 gigs of RAM for a damn computer. My point exactly. My point exactly. And then the crazy part about it is, bro, what year is this? This 2024. RAM is like one of the cheapest things you can ever get. And then you gotta think about it. This an industry. So they get shit for wholesale. And they ain't buying like 1,000. These motherfuckers finna buy like 20, 30,000 of them parts. So they paying damn near pennies on a dollar for it, because they buying them shits. Fuck pallets by the truckload. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That's old technology. They can't recreate that. That's old technology. True. True. That is fact. But nah, man. I don't fuck with this new MPC shit. If you really want to be honest with it, I don't fuck with it at all, man. And I'm telling y'all, if I could stress anything to y'all, man, for anybody that want to make like that boom bap, that sample shit, go buy your older machine. So our new MPC is considered useless. Rainmaker, I'm gonna tell you this. Cause y'all know the architect, right? The architect graduated from Full Sail. He graduated in audio engineering, so bro can be an audio engineer. He does sometime, but he really want to, he do production. That's his thing. But background in that, graduated with it, top of his class. And me and him was having this debate and going back and forth about it. And so from talking to him, he was saying how you can get a newer MPC. But see, now this is where the businessman and the math part comes into play. How you can get a newer MPC to sound like an older MPC is you got to go to the music store or shit online to Vintage King or whoever you like and buy some 500 series. Like buy a distressor, buy some compressors, buy some EQs, so you can hit like some transformers and some circuits and shit to fatten up your sound, and then print the shit to your computer. But you can't, like, all these functions that they show you, like, it's gonna be kind of defeating the whole purpose, because you're gonna have to dump your shit. It's the same way I have to dump my music in the Pro Tools track by track. You're gonna have to dump your music track by track in the Pro Tools. Because one thing, like, if you've seen some of my older videos, I always say you can't hit the export button if you want an analog sound. If you want an analog sound, you're gonna have to print this audio. So like running it through a board, then through your interface in the Pro Tools. Like if you got a Snake, you know what I'm saying? You can run the 8 outs, or if you don't, you got to do just the left and right or what have you. You can do that, but shit, by the time you buy the chassis for a 500 series, and by the time you buy like a distressor and a couple pieces, you're gonna be out 3, 4 racks. On top of, let's just say, if what the X go for now, it's probably like what, 23, 2400. So you looking at like 64, 6500. When you could have just spent that 64, 6500 and bought an older machine. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. The glue shit really is now, if you can come out of a 3000 and then from a 3000 to like a board or like some 500 shit. Now you like at Dre level. You know what I'm saying? Because you got your shit coming from an older machine through gear, then to Pro Tools as a tape machine, because realistically, that's what you use in Pro Tools for, as tape. Like a tape machine to record your shit or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Now if you can run your bag up and get all that gear, you that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's the only way you're gonna make an older machine be able to compete. I mean, a newer machine compete with an older machine is you're gonna have to get 500 series. And when he said that, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because you still running that shit through gear to beef up the sonics of what's coming out of that. Whereas like the older MPCs, they already got like some, some converters and shit in there or what have you to make it beat like that or what have you. Have you used the SP1200? Nah, I ain't got my hands on the 1200. But that man, Easy Mo B be making me want one, man. Y'all go check out his Rhythm Roulette. Went crazy on that thing. Man, my family got alive too, and they were happy, and I was too. Because I'm like, wow, the MPC had to sell my twin. Way back for got you. Yeah, I see why you don't. I see you don't start getting. What up, KLC? 500 series is basically like smaller, like rack pieces, and so like instead of like buying like the big pieces or what have you, like you can get small pieces, and then you got to get like this chassis that it goes in or what have you. But like usually, like I don't want to say the price is like cut in half, but it's cheaper to get 500 series opposing to like buying like the whole big, you know what I'm saying, big bundle. And then too, you can find like a lot of like used 500 series, whether it's like on Reverb or like, man, Facebook Marketplace is like one of my go-tos. You know what I'm saying? And then Craigslist or what have you. And then like your local guitar center, man. Sometimes it be some pieces. It be some pieces and stuff in there, but that's the only way you're gonna be able to make it like compete with the machine, with the older machines or what have you, like, is if you like get a 500 series. And then after talking to him about it, I was like, yeah. But as far as like the newer machines being able to compete with the older machines, bro, that shit like real talk, like night and day or what have you. Night and day or what have you. But so when I get a newer one, I was like, dope, but I found out, man, it don't sound like I remember. I feel like I ain't got from. Yeah, Rainmaker, I'm telling you, bro, it's a big difference. A big difference. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so for everybody asking me about the 3.0 update, I was like, I'm just gonna get on live and talk about it, and that's my spiel, that's my viewpoint, or what have you, and I ain't messing with it like that. And like I said, I might keep the keyboard just to have the keyboard, but I'm probably gonna get rid of that X or what have you. You know what I'm saying? I probably should buy another 2000 XL or something just to have posted, but I love this 3, especially after Jay customized it and put that SD card read on there. That shit gonna be crazy. Y'all give me like a couple days or what have you, and then probably top of the week, I'm gonna go on live and like just cook up with it for a couple hours. You'll keep your yeah. I still got my live too. I let one of my homies borrow it or what have you. It's at his spot, but it's mine. I can go get it whenever I want. But he just wanted to learn it, so I was like, bro, you can hold it, cause I got keyboards, Moogs and shit or what have you, and they just sit on the shelf. So folks that be close to me or what have you, that I know responsible, I let them cook up on it, cause I ain't doing nothing with it. I love a 3K, just not in my budget right now. Yeah, man. Like I told you, I was looking for a minute, bro, and saving up myself. Like, these purchases, they don't be like spur of the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like it might look like it's spur of the moment, but it be like looking, planning, saving, you know what I'm saying? And then going to get it. K-Funk, what it do? Think about it. I ain't played with Truth. I ain't played with the complete. But I can tell you this though, that Artura, man, for like, I say what, the past 3 months, like all them cookups me and Architect been doing, or like when I've been on Reason, what have you, like making music on the computer for like them cookups we be doing in the morning, and sometimes at night, 75% of them beats, man, was all Artura. Like Artura got some crazy sounds, especially those augmented strings, those augmented horns is crazy. The mini D synth is crazy. It got a lot of sounds in there, man. A lot of stuff to go through, man. But nah, it's crazy. The next era MPC might surprise you. I doubt it. Will that Lion Heart upgrade on the end? What's the Lion Heart, Keith? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Can you show the keyboards you use? It's a fucking mess in here, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you, but I'll tell you some of the keyboards. So I got a Roland Phantom. I got an ASR, but it's not a keyboard. I got a Roland JV1080. I got an Emu Orbit. I got a Roland Gaia. I got a Cord Triton. I got an MPC Key 61. I have a Moog Grandmother, and I have a Motif in storage. So I got an array of shit. How you feel about the electronic orca track? I don't know what that is, bro. Oh, you talking about Black Lion? Yeah, Black Lion makes some good shit, man. Black Lion makes some cool shit. Someone paid $2,000 for 3,000. That's still, man. If he got one that work properly, yeah, nah, 2 bands for 3,000. Yeah, that was dope. That was crazy. Korg Triton. Yeah, the Korg Triton was my first board. I got that shit when I was in the 6th grade. My mama bought it for me for Christmas. And ever since then, I've always kept that keyboard. Keys like Pablo. Oh, you foolish. You foolish. I love my live too. Got it brand new, never opened for 700. AK, son, and let me ask you this. Is that the first MPC you ever owned? You prefer the older keyboard workstation or the newer ones? The older ones? The older ones all day, every day. The older ones. Which family do you have? It's the X. The X6. The X6 K-Funk. Sitting on the shelf. I always wanted a Phantom or a Motif. Nah, the Phantom, man. Truth, the Phantom. The strings and the brass and that motherfucker. Hard. That Triton was a monster. Nah, it's crazy because, like, a lot of songs from my childhood and shit was done with that Triton. It'd be funny. When I be scrolling through sounds, I be like, I know where this come from. I know where that come from. That shit is hilarious. Nah, I had the OnePlus. That was what I'm saying, K-Son. Like, I'm telling you, like, and that's why I be telling a lot of people, too, like, it'd be hard for them to understand because they never touched the older machine. You know what I'm saying? Like an older or a vintage MPC. So they don't understand. But what I be saying is if you get your hands on one or you work with one, you will never, you'll see what I'm talking about. Just like prime example, how everybody here talking about like certain keyboards, like Analog Push just said Phantom sounds are unmatched because he's been on an older Phantom before. So now when you talk about newer keyboards or newer sounds, it's like, nah, bruh, I heard what this shit sound like and what it's supposed to sound like. So That same mindset is the same mindset we be having when we be talking about these drum machines. Like, nah, bro, we know what y'all products sound like and what they were really hitting for. You know what I'm saying? I recognize when we touch a beat from Buster. Yeah, yeah. Facts, Rainmaker. So you think the Key 37 and 61 is trash? Wouldn't call it trash, but you ever had lunch from the school cafeteria before? That's what you can compare it to. So compare school cafeteria to whatever like your favorite steakhouse is. Like, I'm from Atlanta, so like, you know, Little Alley's, Houston's, you know what I'm saying, New York Prime, Knife, and then the school cafeteria. That's what you can compare it to. I think, hey, listen, I don't knock no man for the way it feel. I'm just saying that's just the way I feel, and that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the beginning of the video, I ain't got a dog in the fight. Ain't nobody paying me. And if you want my opinion, I can give you an honest take because I literally own every new piece of gear that they make, the X, the 61 to lie to. I just don't own the SE. And I got a 61. I got a 2000 when I was, 11, 12 years old. And I started on a 60. And I got a 3000. So I have a nice vantage point to tell you what's school cafeteria and what New York Prime is. That's all. That's all. And that, like I just asked K-Son, like, you ever had another MPC besides that one? He said no. So you can't make the comparison because you never had one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like saying, ask somebody, you ever rode in a Rolls Royce? No. You rode in a Honda? Yeah. You think the Rolls Royce better? No. You ever rode in a Rolls Royce? No. Well, how can you not say the Rolls Royce is not better if you've never got in the Rolls Royce? But that's neither here nor there. But I'm gonna let y'all have a good one. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Like I always say, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all could be any place in the world, and y'all tapping in with me. And, you know, we always here talking about music, making music. Y'all have a blessed weekend. I'm going to shoot some content this weekend and post some stuff next week. Beat review on Thursday next week at 9 o'clock. All you got to do is email your music to gmbeatreview@gmail.com and tap in on the live at 9 o'clock or what have you. And we going to be on there. Vibe. If you're a smoker, bring your herb. If you're a red cup drinker, bring your red cup. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be on the Zoom tomorrow, Rainmaker. I got you. Bring your red cup or what have you. You know what I'm saying? And just catch a vibe. And y'all be blessed, man.